Sarah lived 127 years. This was the length of the life of Sarah. Sarah died in Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham went to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. Then Abraham stood up before his dead wife's body and spoke to the sons of Heth or the Hittites, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner, a resident alien among you. Give or sell me the property for a burial place among you, so that I may bury my dead in the proper manner. The Hittites replied to Abraham, Listen to us, my Lord. You are a prince of God, a mighty prince among us. Bury your dead in the choicest of our graves. None of us will refuse you his grave or hinder you from burying your dead wife. So Abraham stood up and bowed to the people of the land, the Hittites. And Abraham said to them, If you are willing to grant my dead a proper burial, listen to me and plead with Ephron, the son of Zohar, for me, so that he may sell me the cave of Machpelah, which he owns, and it is at the end of his field. Let him give it to me here in your presence for the full price as a burial site, which I may keep forever among you. Now Ephron was present there among the sons of Heth. So within the hearing of all the sons of Heth and all who were entering the gate of his city, Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham, saying, No, my lord, hear me. I give you the entire field, and I also give you the cave that is in it. In the presence of the men of my people, I give and sell it to you. Bury your dead there. Then Abraham bowed before the people of the land. He said to Ephron in the presence of the people of the land, If you will only please listen to me and accept my offer, I will give you the price of the field. Accept it from me, and I will bury my dead there. Ephron replied to Abraham, My lord, listen to me. The land you seek is worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that between you and me? So bury your dead. So Abraham listened to Ephron and agreed to his terms, and he weighed out for Ephron the amount of silver which he had named in the hearing of the Hittites, 400 shekels of silver, according to their weight among the merchants. So the field of Ephron in Machpelah, which was east of Mamre, Hebron, the field and the cave which was in it, and all the trees that were in the field, and all of its borders around it, were deeded over legally to Abraham as his possession in the presence of the Hittites, before all who were entering at the gate of his city. After this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah to the east of Mamre, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. The field and the cave in it were deeded over to Abraham by the Hittites as a permanent possession and burial place. Now Abraham was old, well advanced in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. Abraham said to his servant Eliezer of Damascus, the oldest of his household, who had charge over all that Abraham owned, Please put your hand under my thigh, as is customary for affirming a solemn oath. And I will make you swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, that you will not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I live, but you will instead go to my former country, Mesopotamia, and to my relatives, and take a wife for my son Isaac, the heir of the covenant promise. The servant said to him, Suppose the woman will not be willing to follow me back to this country. Should I take your son back to the country from which you came? Abraham said to him, See to it that you do not take my son back there. The Lord, the God of heaven, who took me from my father's house, from the land of my family and my birth, who spoke to me and swore to me, saying, To your descendants I will give this land. He will send his angel before you to guide you, and you will take a wife from there for my son and bring her here. If the woman is not willing to follow you to this land, then you will be free from this my oath and blameless. Only you must never take my son back there. So the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master and swore to him concerning this matter. Then the servant took 10 of his master's camels and set out, taking some of his master's good things with him. So he got up and journeyed to Mesopotamia between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers, to the city of Nahor, the home of Abraham's brother. He made the camels kneel down outside the city by the well of the water at the time of the evening when women go out to draw water. And he said, O Lord, God of my master Abraham, please grant me success today and show me loving kindness and faithfulness to my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here at the spring of water, and the daughters of the men of the city are coming out to draw water. Now let it be that the girl to whom I say, Please let down your jar so that I may have a drink, and she replies, Drink, and I will also give your camels water to drink, may she be the one whom you have selected as a wife for your servant Isaac. And by this I will know that you have shown loving kindness and faithfulness to my master. Before Eliezer had finished speaking or praying, Rebekah came out with her water jar on her shoulder. Rebekah was the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, who was the wife of Abraham's brother Nahor. The girl was very beautiful, a virgin and unmarried, and she went down to the spring and filled her jar and came up. Then the servant ran to meet her and said, "Please let me drink a little water from your jar." And she said, "Drink, my lord." And she quickly lowered her jar to her hand and gave him a drink. When she had given Eliezer a drink, she said, I will also draw water for your camels until they have finished drinking. So she quickly emptied her jar into the trough and ran again to the well and drew water for all his camels. Meanwhile, the man stood gazing at Rebekah in reverent silence, waiting to know if the Lord had made his trip successful or not. When the camels had finished drinking, Eliezer took a gold ring weighing half a shekel and 2 bracelets for her hands weighing 10 shekels in gold and said, "Whose daughter are you? Please tell me, is there room in your father's house for us to lodge?" And she said to him, "I am the daughter of Bethuel, Milcah's son, whom she bore to her husband Nahor." Again she said to him, "We have plenty of both straw and feed and also a room to lodge." The man bowed his head and worshipped the Lord. He said, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not denied his loving kindness and his truth to my master. As for me, Lord, lead me to the house of my master's brothers." Then the girl ran and told her mother's household what had happened. Now Rebekah had a brother whose name was Laban, and Laban ran out to the man at the well. When he saw the ring and the bracelets on his sister's arm, and when he heard Rebekah his sister saying, "The man said this to me," he went to Eliezer and found him standing by the camels at the spring. And Laban said, "Come in, blessed of the Lord. Why do you stand outside, since I have made the house ready and prepared a place for the camels?" So the man came into the house, and Laban unloaded his camels and gave them straw and feed, and he gave water to Eliezer to wash his feet and the feet of the men who were with him. But when food was set before him, he said, "I will not eat until I have stated my business." And Laban said, "Speak on." So he said, "I am Abraham's servant. The Lord has greatly blessed my master, and he has become great, wealthy, and powerful. He has given him flocks and herds and silver and gold, and servants and maids and camels and donkeys. Now Sarah, my master's wife, bore a son to my master when she was in her old age, and he has given everything that he has to him. My master made me swear an oath, saying, 'You must not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites in whose land I live. But you shall instead go to my father's house and to my family and take a wife for my son Isaac.' Then I said to my master, 'But suppose the woman will not follow me back to this land?' He said to me, 'The Lord before whom I walk habitually and obediently will send his angel with you to make your journey successful, and you will take a wife for my son from my relatives and from my father's house. Then you will be free of my oath when you come to my relatives, and if they do not give her to you, you will also be free of my oath. I came today to the spring and said, O Lord, God of my master Abraham, if now you will make my journey on which I go successful, please look, I am standing by the spring of water. Now let it be that when the maiden whom you have chosen for Isaac comes out to draw water, and to whom I say, please give me a little water to drink from your jar, and if she says to me, you drink, and I will also draw water for your camels, let that woman be the one whom the Lord has selected and chosen as a wife for my master's son." Before I had finished praying in my heart, behold, Rebekah came out with her water jar on her shoulder, and she went down to the spring and drew water. And I said to her, please let me have a drink. And she quickly let down her jar from her shoulder and said, drink, and I will also water your camels. So I drank, and she also watered the camels. Then I asked her, whose daughter are you? And she said, the daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bore to him. And I put the ring in her nose and the bracelets on her arms. And I bowed down my head and worshipped the Lord, and blessed the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who had led me in the right way to take the daughter of my master's brother to his son as a wife. So now, if you are going to show kindness and truth to my master, being faithful to him, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right or to the left and go on my way." Then Laban and Bethuel answered, the matter has come from the Lord, so we dare not speak bad or good to you about it. We cannot interfere. Rebekah is before you. Take her and go, and let her be the wife of your master's son, as the Lord has spoken." When Abraham's servant heard their words, he bowed himself to the ground and worshipped before the Lord. Then the servant brought out jewelry of silver, jewelry of gold, and articles of clothing, and he gave them to Rebekah. He also gave precious things to her brother and her mother. Then he and the man who were with him ate and drank and spent the night there. In the morning when they got up, he said, "Now send me back to my master." But Rebekah's brother and mother said, "Let the girl stay with us a few days, at least 10, then she may go." But Eliezer said to them, "Do not delay me. Since the Lord has prospered my way, send me away so that I may go back to my master." And they said, "We will call the girl and ask her what she prefers." So they called Rebekah and said, "Will you go with this man?" And she answered, "I will go." So they sent off their sister Rebekah and her nurse Deborah as her attendant. And Abraham's servant Eliezer and his men, they blessed Rebekah and said to her, "May you, our sister, become the mother of thousands, of 10,000s, and may your descendants possess and conquer the city or gate of those who hate them." Then Rebekah and her attendants stood, and they mounted camels, and they followed the man. So the servant took Rebekah and went on his way. Now Isaac had returned from going to Beer Lahai Roi, well of the living one who sees me, for he was living in the Negev. Isaac went out to bow down in prayer in the field in the early evening. He raised his eyes and looked, and camels were coming. Rebekah also raised her eyes and looked, and when she saw Isaac, she dismounted from her camel. She said to the servant, "Who is that man there walking across the field to meet us?" And the servant said, "He is my master Isaac." So she took a veil and covered herself as was customary. The servant told Isaac everything that he had done. Then Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took Rebekah in marriage, and she became his wife, and he loved her. Therefore Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. That was a lot, but Abraham took another wife whose name was Keturah. She gave birth to Zimran, Jokshan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. Jokshan was the father of Sheba and Dedan. The sons of Dedan were Ashurim, Lethushim, and Lemumim. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Abida, and Eldah. All these were the sons of Keturah. Now Abraham gave everything that he had to Isaac, but to the sons of his concubines, Hagar and Keturah, Abraham gave gifts while he was still living, and he sent them to the east country away from Isaac, his son of promise. The days of Abraham's life were 175 years. Then Abraham breathed his last, and he died at a good old age, an old man who was satisfied with life, and he was gathered to his people. So his sons, Isaac and Ishmael, buried him in the cave of Machpelah in the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar the Hittite, which is east of Mamre, the field which Abraham purchased from the sons of Heth. There Abraham was buried with Sarah his wife. Now after the death of Abraham, God blessed his son Isaac, and Isaac lived at Beer Lahai Roi. The descendants of Ishmael. Now these are the records of the descendants of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's maid, bore to Abraham. And these are the names of the 12 sons of Ishmael, named in the orders of their birth: Nebaioth, the firstborn of Ishmael, and Kedar, and Adbeel, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Naphish, and Kedemah. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names by their settlements and their encampments or sheepfolds, 12 princes or sheiks according to their tribes, foretold in Genesis 17:20. Ishmael lived 137 years, and he breathed his last and died, and was gathered to his people who had preceded him in death. Ishmael's sons or descendants settled in Havilah to Shur, which is east of Egypt as one goes towards Assyria. He settled opposite, east of all his relatives. Now these are the records of the descendants of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac was 40 years old when he married Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, the Aramean Syrian of Paddan Aram, the sister of Laban the Aramean. Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was unable to conceive children, and the Lord granted his prayer, and Rebekah his wife conceived twins. But the children struggled together within her, kicking and shoving one another. And she said, "If it is so that the Lord has heard our prayer, why then am I this way?" So she went to inquire of the Lord, praying for an answer. The Lord said to her, "The founders of 2 nations are in your womb, and the separation of 2 nations has begun in your body. The one people shall be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger." When her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first came out reddish all over, like a hairy garment, and they named him Esau, or hairy. Afterward, his brother came out, and his hand grasped Esau's heel, so he was named Jacob, one who grabs the heel, or the supplanter. Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them. When the boys grew up, Esau was an able and skilled hunter, a man of the outdoors, but Jacob was a quiet and peaceful man living in tents. Now Isaac loved and favored Esau because he enjoyed eating his game, but Rebekah loved and favored Jacob. Jacob had cooked reddish brown lentil stew one day, and when Esau came from the field and was famished, and Esau said to Jacob, "Please let me have a quick swallow of that red stuff there, because I am exhausted and famished." For that reason, Esau was also called Edom, or red. Jacob answered, "First sell me your birthright, the rights of a firstborn." Esau said, "Look, I am about to die if I do not eat soon, so of what use is this birthright to me?" Jacob said, "Swear an oath to me today that you are selling it to me for this food." So he swore an oath to him and sold him his birthright. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew, and he ate and drank and got up and went on his way. In this way, Esau scorned his birthright. Now there was a famine in the land of Canaan, besides the previous famine that had occurred in the days of Abraham. So Isaac went to Gerar to Abimelech, king of the Philistines. The Lord appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Stay in the land which I will tell you. Live temporarily as a resident in this land of which I will tell you. Live temporarily as a resident in this land, and I will be with you and will bless and favor you. For I will give all these lands to you and to your descendants, and I will establish and carry out the oath which I swore to Abraham your father. I will make your descendants multiply as the stars of the heavens, and will give to your descendants all these lands, and by your descendants shall all the nations of the earth be blessed." Because Abraham listened to and obeyed my voice and consistently kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws, so Isaac stayed in Gerar. The men of the place asked him about his wife, and he said, "She is my sister," for he was afraid to say "my wife," thinking the men of the place might kill me on account of Rebekah, since she is very beautiful. It happened when he had been there a long time that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out of a window and saw Isaac caressing Rebekah, his wife. Then Abimelech called Isaac and said, "See here, Rebekah is in fact your wife. How did you dare say to me, 'She is my sister'?" And Isaac said to him, "Because I thought that I might be killed because of her desirability." Abimelech said, "What is this that you have done to us? One of the men among our people might easily have been intimate with your wife, and you would have brought guilt on us before God." Then Abimelech commanded all his people, "Whoever touches this man Isaac or his wife Rebekah shall without exception be put to death." Then Isaac planted seed in that land as a farmer, and reaped in the same year 100 times as much as he had planted. And the Lord blessed and favored him. And the man Isaac became great and gained more and more until he became very wealthy and extremely distinguished. He owned flocks and herds and a great household with a number of servants, and the Philistines envied him. Now all of the wells which his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham, his father the Philistines stopped up by filling them with dirt. Then Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from here, because you are far too powerful for us." So Isaac left that region and camped in the valley of Gerar and settled there. Now Isaac again dug and reopened the wells of water which had been dug in the days of Abraham his father, because the Philistines had filled them up with dirt after the death of Abraham. And he gave the wells the same names that his father had given them. But when Isaac's servants dug in the valley and found there a well of flowing spring water, the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, "That water is ours." So Isaac named the well Esek, or quarreling, because they quarreled with him. Then his servants dug another well, and they quarreled over that also. So Isaac named it Sitnah, or enmity. He moved away from there and dug another well, and they did not quarrel over that one. So he named it Rehoboth, or broad places, saying, "For now the Lord has made room for us, and we shall be prosperous in the land." Then he went up from there to Beersheba. The Lord appeared to him the same night and said, "I am the God of Abraham your father. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless and favor you and multiply your descendants for the sake of my servant Abraham." So Isaac built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord in prayer. He pitched his tent there, and there Isaac's servants dug a well. Then Abimelech came to him from Gerar with Ahuzzath, his close friend and confidential advisor, and Phicol, commander of his army. Isaac said to them, "Why have you people come to me, since you hate me and have sent me away from you?" They said, "We clearly see that the Lord has been with you, so we said there should be now an oath between us with a curse for the one who breaks it. That is between you and us, and let us make a covenant, a binding agreement or solemn promise with you, that you will not harm us, just as we have not touched you, and have done nothing but good to you, and have sent you away in peace. You are now blessed and favored of the Lord." Then Isaac held a formal banquet, covenant feast for them, and they ate and drank. They got up early in the morning and swore oaths, pledging to do nothing but good to each other, and Isaac sent them on their way, and they left him in peace. Now on the same day, Isaac's servants came and told him about the well they had dug, saying, "We have found water." So he named the well Shiva. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba to this day. When Esau was 40 years old, he married Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, as his wives, and they were a source of grief to Esau's parents, Isaac and Rebekah. Now when Isaac was old and his eyes were too dim to see, he called his elder and favorite son Esau and said to him, "My son." And Esau answered him, "Here I am." Isaac said, "See here, I am old. I do not know when I may die. So now please take your hunting gear, your quiver of arrows, and your bow, and go out into the open country and hunt game for me. And make me a savory and delicious dish of meat, that kind I love, and bring it to me to eat, so that my soul may bless you as my firstborn son before I die." But Rebekah overheard what Isaac said to Esau his son, and when Esau had gone to the open country to hunt for game that he might bring back, Rebekah said to Jacob her younger and favorite son, "Listen carefully. I heard your father saying to Esau your brother, 'Bring me some game and make me a savory and delicious dish of meat, so that I may eat it and declare my blessing on you in the presence of the Lord before my death.' So now, my son, listen carefully to me and do exactly as I command you. Go now to the flock and bring me 2 good and suitable young goats, and I will make them into a savory dish, good of meat for your father, and the kind he loves to eat. Then you shall bring it to your father to eat, so that he may bless you before his death." Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, "Listen, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth-skinned man. Suppose my father touches me and feels my skin, then I will be seen by him as a cheat or an impostor. I will bring his curse on me and not a blessing." But his mother said to him, "May your curse be on me, my son. Only listen and obey me. Go bring the young goats to me." So Jacob went and got the 2 young goats and brought them to his mother, and his mother prepared a delicious dish of food with a delightful aroma, the kind his father loved to eat. Then Rebekah took her elder son's Esau's best clothes, which were with her in her house, and put them on Jacob her younger son. And she put the skins of the young goats on his hands and on the smooth part of his neck. Then she gave her son Jacob the delicious meat and the bread which she had prepared. So he went to his father and said, "My father." And Isaac said, "Here I am. Who are you, my son?" Jacob said to his father, "I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done what you told me to do. Now please sit up and eat some of my game, so that you may bless me." Isaac said to his son, "How was it that you have found the game so quickly, my son?" And he said, "Because the Lord your God caused it to come to me." Not lying on God, child. But Isaac wondered and said to Jacob, "Please come close to me, so that I may touch you, my son, and determine if you are really my son Esau or not." It's not. But so Jacob approached Isaac, and his father touched him and said, "The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau." He could not recognize him as Jacob, because his hands were hairy like his brother's Esau's hands. So he blessed him, and he said, "Are you really my son Esau?" Jacob answered, "I am." Then Isaac said, "Bring the food to me, and I will eat some of my son's game, so that I may bless you." He brought it to him, and he ate, and he brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Please come, my son, and kiss me." So he came and kissed him, and Isaac smelled his clothing and blessed him and said, "The scent of my son Esau is like the aroma of a field which the Lord has blessed. Now may God give you the dew of heaven to water your land." Ooh, that goes back to that dew I was talking about, where that's Christ, I think. But I'm sorry, y'all. Now may God give you the dew of heaven to water your land, and the fatness or fertility of the earth, and an abundance of grain and new wine. May peoples serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be Lord and master over your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and may those who bless you be blessed. Now, as soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob had scarcely left the presence of Isaac his father, Esau his brother came in from his hunting. Esau also made a delicious dish of meat and brought it to his father and said to him, "Let my father get up and eat some of his son's game, so that you may bless me." Isaac his father said to him, "Who are you?" And he replied, "I am your son, your firstborn Esau." Then Isaac trembled violently, and he said, "Then who was the one who was just here, who hunted game and brought it to me? I ate all of it before you came, and I blessed him. Yes, and he in fact shall be and shall remain blessed." When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried out with a great and extremely bitter cry, and said to his father, "Bless me, even also, O my father." Isaac said, "Your brother came deceitfully and has fraudulently taken away your blessing for himself." Esau replied, "Is he not rightly named Jacob the supplanter? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and now he has taken away my blessing. Have you not reserved a blessing for me?" But Isaac replied to Esau, "Listen carefully. I have made Jacob your lord and master. I have given him all his brothers and relatives as servants, and I have sustained him with grain and new wine. What then can I do for you, my son?" Esau said to his father, "Have you only one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father." Then Esau, no longer able to restrain himself, raised his voice and wept loudly. Then Isaac his father answered and prophesied and said to him, "Your dwelling shall be away from the fertility of the earth, and away from the dew of heaven above. But you shall live by your sword and serve your brother. However, it shall come to pass, when you break loose from your anger and hatred, that you will tear his yoke off your neck, and you will be free of him." So Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing with which his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, "The days of mourning for my father are very near. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." When these words of her elder son Esau were repeated to Rebekah, she sent for Jacob, her younger son, and said to him, "Listen carefully. Your brother Esau is comforting himself concerning you by planning to kill you. So now, my son, listen and do what I say. Go, escape to my brother Laban in Haran. Stay with him for a while until your brother's anger subsides. When your brother's anger towards you subsides and he forgets what you did to him, then I will send and bring you back from there. Why should I be deprived of you both in a single day?" Then Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am tired of living because of the daughters of Heth, these insolent wives of Esau. If Jacob takes a wife from the daughters of Heth like these daughters of the land, what good will my life be to me?" Told y'all I get real juicy, baby. So Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said to him, "You shall not marry one of the women of Canaan. Arise, go to Paddan Aram, the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take from there as a wife for yourself one of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, so that you may become a great company of peoples. May he also give the blessing of Abraham to you and your descendants with you, that you may inherit the promised land of your sojournings, which he gave to Abraham." Then Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Paddan Aram to Laban, son of Bethuel, the Aramean, the brother of Rebekah, the mother of Jacob and Esau. Now Esau noticed that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him to Paddan Aram to take a wife for himself there, and that as he blessed him, he gave him a prohibition, saying, "You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan." And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother and had gone to Paddan Aram. So Esau realized that his 2 wives, the daughters of Canaan, displeased Isaac his father. I don't know how you didn't realize that. And to appease his parents, Esau went to the family of Ishmael and took as his wife, in addition to the wives he already had, Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebaioth, Ishmael's firstborn son. Now Jacob left Beersheba, never to see his mother again, and traveled toward Haran. And he came to a certain place and stayed overnight there, because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head and lay down there to sleep. He dreamed that there was a ladder, a stairway placed on earth, and the top of it reached out of sight toward heaven. And he saw the angels of God ascending and descending on it, going to and from heaven. And behold, the Lord stood above and around him and said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham, your father's father, and the God of Isaac. I will give to you and to your descendants the land of promise on which you are lying. Your descendants shall be as countless as the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and the north and the south, and all the families or nations of the earth shall be blessed through you and your descendants. Behold, I am with you and will keep careful watch over you and guard you wherever you may go, and I will bring you back to this promised land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Ooh. Then Jacob awoke from his sleep, and he said, without any doubt, the Lord is in this place, and I did not realize it. So he was afraid and said, how fearful and awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gateway to heaven. So Jacob got up early in the morning and took the stone he had put under his head, and he set it up as a pillar. That is a monument to the vision in his dream, and he poured olive oil on the top of it to consecrate it. He named that place Bethel, or the house of God. The previous name of that city was Luz, or almond tree. Then Jacob made a vow or a promise, saying, if God will be with me and will keep me on this journey that I take, and will give me food to eat and clothing to wear, and if he grants that I return to my father's house in safety, then the Lord will be my God. This stone which I have set up as a pillar, a monument, or memorial, will be God's house, a sacred place to me, and of everything that you give me, I will give the tenth to you as an offering to signify my gratitude and dependence on you. Really good. And not only that, but this too, Rebekah conceived twin sons by one man under the same circumstances, by our father Isaac. And though the twins were not yet born and had not done anything either good or bad, so that God's purpose, his choice or his election would stand, not because of works done by either child, but because of the plan of him who caused them. It was said to her, the older, Esau, will serve the younger, Jacob. As it is written and forever remains written, Jacob I loved, I chose and protected and blessed, but Esau I hated, held in disregard compared to Jacob. What shall we say then? Is there injustice with God? Certainly not, for he says to Moses, I will have mercy on whomever I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whomever I have compassion. So then, God's choice is not dependent on human will, nor on human effort, the totality of human striving, but on God who shows mercy to whomever he chooses. It is his sovereign gift. For the scripture says to Pharaoh, I raised you up for this very purpose, to display my power in dealing with you, and so that my name will be proclaimed in all the earth. So then, he has mercy on whom he wills or chooses, and he hardens the heart of whom he wills. You will say to me then, why does he still blame me for sinning? For who, including myself, has ever resisted his will and purpose? On the contrary, who are you, O man, who answers arrogantly back to God and dares to defy him? Will the thing which is formed say to him who formed it, why have you made me like this? Does the potter not have the right over the clay to make from the same lump of clay one object for honorable use, something beautiful or distinctive, and another for common use, something ordinary or menial? God, although willing to show his terrible wrath and to make his power known, has tolerated with great patience the objects of his wrath, which are prepared for destruction. And what if he has done so to make known the riches of his glory to the objects of his mercy, which he has prepared beforehand for glory, including us, whom he called not only from among the Jews, but also from among the Gentiles, just as he says in the writings of the prophet Hosea, I will call those who were not my people, and I will call her who was not beloved, beloved. And it shall be that in the place where it was said to them, you are not my people, there they shall be called sons of the living God. And Isaiah calls out concerning Israel, though the number of the sons of Israel be like the sand of the sea, it is only the remnant, a small believing minority, that will be saved from God's judgment. For the Lord will execute his word upon the earth. He will conclude his dealings with mankind completely and without delay. It is as Isaiah foretold, if the Lord of hosts had not left us seed or future generations from which a believing remnant of Israelites came, we would have become like Sodom and we would have resembled Gomorrah, totally rejected and destroyed. What shall we say then? That Gentiles who did not pursue righteousness or who did not seek salvation and a right relationship with God nevertheless obtained righteousness, that is, the righteousness which is produced by faith, whereas Israel, though always pursuing the law of righteousness, did not succeed in fulfilling the law? And why not? Because it was not by faith that they pursued it, but as though it were by works, relying on the merit of their works instead of their faith. They stumbled over the stumbling stone, or Jesus Christ, as it is written and forever remains written, Behold, I am laying in Zion a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, and he who believes in him, whoever adheres to, trusts in, and relies on him will not be disappointed in his expectations.
Grow, let the work of my hands reflect